In 1859, a new parish was established at Camden, St. Paul's Catholic Church. At the time, the renowned Archbishop Paulding held office as Archbishop of Sydney, and pioneer priest, Father John Terry, was approaching the end of his days in Balmain. By 1873, records show that Camden was still a tiny parish with 192 parishioners. But the history of the Catholic Church in this region began much earlier. From the early 1820s until 1845, Mass was celebrated here at Galvin's Cottage. Galvin's Cottage was then a simple hut, built by Thomas Galvin in 1815, the second cottage in the area. It became a meeting point for Catholics at Cowpastures, a venue for Father John Terry and other pioneer priests to celebrate Mass and minister to the fledgling Catholic community. In 1839, a small church was built in the Burragarang Valley with mountain stone quarried by early settlers.
That used to be like a station church of Camden. Burragarang was serviced by the priest from Camden.
And we'd have to go to Mass, wet, windy or cold, didn't matter what. I used to go on a sulky with them or a buggy. And a very nice altar, and had a choir down on the left-hand side at the back, risen up choir. There was an entrance at the back and at the side, a confessional box around the back of the altar.
In 1957, the Burragarang Valley was flooded to make way for the Warragamba Dam. The Church of St. Paulinus was demolished, its graves relocated to Camden. This is all that now remains hidden submerged beneath the water. Parts of the church can now be found in other places.
Because they took all the stonework and put it up here.
The bell found its way to St. Francis Catholic School in Wollongong. It was used for years as the school bell. In 2012, it will be relocated to St. John Vianney Primary School in Fairy Meadow.
Yeah, the bell that ended up in Wollongong. They used to ring it for Mass. You can see the little part up in the back of the church where up in the top where the bell used to be.
These beautiful stained glass windows can now be found at St. Augustine's at Eaglehawk near Bendigo.
The windows were donated by different ones in the valley and their names are on them. They were stained glass, nice as you could get anywhere in any church you'd ever see. We went down to Eaglehawk just to view the windows because we knew all about them, we'd heard about it and we all went there.
The iron bark cross is erected here at Wollongong, the Bushwalkers' Chapel at the boundary of Oakdale and Lakesland. In 1840, land for the future church was purchased from the MacArthur family here at the corner of John Street and Mitchell Street in Camden. In 1845, Father Gould later Bishop of Melbourne, built the first small church. It stood right here at the corner of John Street and at the present entrance to the parking area adjacent to the fire station. From 1859 to 1901, it housed the school. The building of a larger church began early in 1859.
Within the last 8 months, a pretty little church has been built by the Catholics at Camden. The building is of a simple Gothic style, but is very nicely proportioned. It is of brick with cut freestone jambs. Mr. Galvin of Camden, besides being a munificent subscriber of the building, has made a most appropriate offering of a splendid harmonium for the use of the choir.
The first parish priest was Father Jerome Keating. A record of his successes is kept in the old church. The first Catholic school at Camden was established in 1843. It was no easy task, with little available in terms of funding and support. In 1881, Father Sheridan, then the parish priest, wrote to Mother Mary MacKillop.
You are aware, I understand, of the fact that the old presbytery has been given over to the nuns of some order for the benefit of the parish. I prefer your sisters, if at all possible.
So it was that in January 1883, 2 sisters sent by Mother Mary MacKillop arrived at Camden. On the 26th of June, 1883, Sister Bridget wrote to Mother Mary MacKillop, "My dear Mother, I must say I'm very much surprised with Camden. It is such a pretty place, not what I thought. The church has such a homely look. With fondest love, Sister Bridget." The service of Mary MacKillop's Sisters of St. Joseph was a long and dedicated one, lasting almost 100 years. The old church served as the first schoolroom. By 1900, the old church, no longer suitable as a school, was demolished. The school children helped clean the old bricks, which were used to build the new school, opening in 1901. This became the new school, accommodating at times close to 100 pupils. Today, the old church of St. Paul's, now a chapel, lying alongside the new church, is in a state of disrepair.
All the rendering is falling apart. We actually go back to the original brickwork, significant cracks, and that's a big job there. All the wood panelling was a new addition. That'll all be removed. The wallpaper will all go. Underneath the choir loft has been built in. We'll be reopening all that, and the choir loft will be restored. Beautiful ceiling. Considering we're talking about more than 150 years ago, I mean, the craftsmanship and the engineering of that is just excellent. The entrance into that church would be seen in photos for as long as photos have been taken. Because this is such a pivotal area, this corner, we needed to be committed ourselves to doing the best possible job we could. Both John Street and Mitchell Street are heritage listed streets, and in fact there's heritage listed guttering. I want the church to return as closely as possible to how it was first built. I'd even reintroduce the altar rails if I could find them. I think it'd be wonderful not just for the parish but also for the town.
The new St. Paul's, built in 1987, will also benefit in the renovation programme.
Well, the bell tower's done very, very beautifully. There are plans to actually replace the existing bell with electronic bells, so that when children come, especially on Sunday mornings to the main mass, they'll hear the bells as they're walking up Mitchell Street along John Street, and they'll feel drawn to the church. In a way, it's trying to capture something of the past and something of what worked so well in the past and making it more a part of the present. I want people who live in Camden to feel as though when they come to the church, there's a sense in which they're coming to their spiritual home.